Drop the brace.
What's up guys, it's Ryan here, and this is going to be my Queen Black Dragon guide. I've personally done over 1,000 kills. At least I've logged over 1,000 kills. So, I mean, I know what I'm doing, and this is going to be what I've learned over those 1,000 kills. So basically this guide is going to have my setups, action bars, tactics, and I'm going to cover the QBD special attacks. Obviously, the optimal setup would be Drygores and then your best armor. I use a combination of Torva and Tetsu, but you can use a Chaotic Maul and Void if you really don't have any money. But I would suggest at least Bandos, and you can use a Chaotic Maul, it's a lot slower, but Drygores are just so much better, probably like twice as fast. Void is difficult to use, especially when you're first learning. Like, the extra 15% damage and accuracy, it isn't worth it with all the damage you're going to be taking in the 4th phase. So I would suggest at least level 70 armor. So that's Bandos or Torags or something, which is really cheap. And you'll be able to kill it fine with that. So this is my action bar that I use. Just ignore Debilitate because that I use as my Calphite King bar too. And Debilitate, it doesn't have the damage of the souls or the firewalls, so it's pretty much useless. I just have it on there. I use Anticipation and Freedom when I am running to the artifacts. It will get you some adrenaline while you're running there. This is the action bar I use to kill with Chaotic Maul. I don't kill it too often with a Chaotic Maul because I've had Drygores ever since I started doing Queen Black Dragon, so it could probably be better. I'm not an expert with them all, so you could probably figure out something better than this. To get there, I use the captain's log from Player on Ports, and then I run west. And once you get into this cave right here, run into it and then take the shortcut, and right next to it is going to be the portal to the Queen Black Dragon lair. As far as potions and praying goes, you want to use Turmoil and Soul Split. If you're on the normal prayer book, probably use Protect from melee, since it'll be meleeing and ranging you, and you'll have high range defense. And then obviously Piety. If you bring the Penance Aura, you're not going to need any prayer potions, because since you're going to be tanking most of the damage, you'll be getting a shitload of prayer points back from Penance. And since banking's really fast, I only bring 1 overload. Unless I'm using Penance, then I bring 2. Along with overloads, I also use prayer nulls and super anti-fire potions. Super anti-fires, they're very important. I mean, she can be beaten without them, but it's going to be very hard, and it's going to be a really annoying fight. So I wouldn't try this without super anti-fires. So now, to get into the actual fight, the QBD, it actually has 4 phases, and then each phase gets a little harder. And so basically what happens is you'll have the HP bar on the top, and you'll attack her, and when she loses all of her health, need to touch the Dragonkin artifacts that are around the room. In case you can't remember which artifact to go to, the one that you have to go to next, it'll have like a white path to it, and the ones you've already been to will have gold. But then once you actually like get all of her life points down, then it'll turn goldish. These they look like light, I guess. If you stand on them too long, you'll get hit for 1500s. And also, the longer you take between getting her life points down and touching the artifacts, the more grotworms will spawn. But you don't really have to worry about it, because they don't hit you too much in the EOC anymore. The artifacts go from the center, southwest, southeast, and south. So the first phase is pretty easy. The only special attacks that she does are her Fire Breath and Fire Wall. The Fire Breath is unavoidable. It's just like a normal, like Metal Dragon or whatever kind of attack. But since the QBD is so powerful, you'll still be hit by it, even if you have super anti-fires. The Firewall, if you've ever done the Firemaker's Curse, it's similar to that. She'll shoot the Firewall out at you, and it'll have 1 hole. But in my guide, I'm going to be tanking them, and they'll only hit 750 on you. I think you get hit 1500 per wall, unless you are walking around, then you might get hit once by it, like a 1/750, or you might get hit for like 2 or 3 of them. During the whole fight, you want to be looking in your chat box, and you'll know when a firewall is coming because it'll say something like, the Queen Black Dragon takes a huge breath. In the second phase, it'll do all of the attacks from the first phase, so that's the fire breath and the fire wall, but it'll also start summoning souls. In the chat box, you'll see the Queen Black Dragon releases one of its captured souls, and the tortured soul will appear close to you, and then one tick after it says something, so I guess 0.6 seconds after it says something, it'll release a cloud that'll start from the soul and go to you. And basically, you can run around and the cloud will follow you, and you can run the cloud into the actual spirit itself, or you can use the grot worms that'll be around the middle of the room, but you can just tank them. They'll only hit about 1000s on you. In the second phase, when it spawns souls, it'll only spawn 1 soul, but now when it shoots the fire waves, it's going to shoot 2 fire waves. Also, it's very important, do not kill the souls in this phase or the next one. You don't really need to. They won't hit you after they do the cloud thing, so once you've tanked that, just don't worry about them. The third phase, it's pretty much the same thing as the second, except now it is going to spawn 2 souls and 3 firewalls. And once again, do not kill the souls, you don't need to. Just focus on the actual Queen Black Dragon. So in the fourth phase, this is by far the hardest phase, and if you're going to die, it's probably going to be in this fourth phase. So there's going to be a lot of new attacks, and you can be killed pretty easily, so you have to be very careful. The Chaotic Breath, this is what will forge the Royal Crossbow. If that's what you're using this guide to do, you would just stand in the middle and hit Forge on the crossbow. You'll know this attack is coming when you see that the Queen Black Dragon is preparing extremely hot flames. You want to get out from in front of her, so kind of stay to the side and don't attack her, because if you stand right where her mouth is, it'll hit you for 1950s, and it'll hit you 3 times. So that's like 6,000 damage right there. But if you stand to the side, you'll only be hit 450s. So you have to be careful because you can die really fast by this. Also, something important to know is that if you get the message that it's about to do this attack as you kill it, it'll still do the attack as it's dying. So as you're running to the 4th artifact, it'll do the fire and kill you, which has happened to me plenty of times. So you need to be careful for that. So in this phase with the tortured souls, the QBD is actually going to spawn 4 of them at once now, and they're all going to do the cloud thing to you. So make sure you're above 5k life points, because you can possibly get KO'd by this depending, what's happening during the kill. And I actually managed to completely avoid all of them while in melee distance, which is pretty hard. Normally, I don't even avoid them, but if you step away from where most of them are, you only get hit by 1 or 2 of them. But I don't know how I managed to avoid all of them, but if you can do that, sure, then go ahead. So time stopping is, you won't get time stopped that much as long as you know what to look for. So basically the room is like a half circle, and in the corners of that half circle, so the southeast and the southwest corners, soul is gonna spawn, and it'll be different from the other souls, you can tell, because it'll ask you to kill it, and it'll be saying stuff about time. You need to kill this as soon as possible, because if you don't, you'll get time stopped. And basically what this means is that the souls and the Queen Black Dragon can still attack you, but you won't be able to eat, change your prayers, do anything while you're time stopped. So if you get time stopped and then you get chaotic breath, you're just fucked, you're dead. I would just spam food while you're time stopped, just in case. I don't know if it'll help you live or not. The QBD also has what I like to call a siphon. So basically, it'll absorb energy from the souls in the room. If you have Drygors, you can out-hit this. Each soul, it'll heal 200 per game tick. But if you have a Maul, you're going to have a hard time out-hitting this. It is probably going to heal a lot. During the kill, if you find that the QBD switches color, that means it's changing its weakness. So if it hardens its carapace, it'll be weaker to magic attacks. but it'll be stronger against melee and ranged. And if it turns blue and it has a crystal armor, it'll be the other way around, so it'll be weaker to melee and ranged, but stronger against magic. If you get the crystal armor, you can kill it really fast, but with the hardened carapace, it'll slow it down a little bit. So basically, the hardened carapace, you'll do a little less damage, and the crystal carapace, you'll do a little bit more damage. After you touch the last artifact, the QBD will fall asleep and the souls and grot worms will disappear, and a giant thing will come out of the middle of the room, and you can climb down it into the treasure room, and this is where you're going to claim your reward. If you'd like to see how much money you can make at QBD, in the description I have a video. It's my loot from 1000 Queen Black Dragon kills. It's me selling the tab. I kept every single kill there. Long story short, I averaged 280k per kill, meaning I made 28 mil there, which may be more or less depending on prices. I think it should be a little bit more actually. So just multiply that by how many kills you can do per hour, and that'll be the GP per hour you can make. I was personally making around 6 mil an hour with Trigors. So that's it for my guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any ideas for new guides that you'd like to see, if you could let me know with a comment, that'd be great. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice day.